What's up? And welcome to the very first ever Echo Chamber stream. I went live a little while ago and ended up ending the stream way early before I really got into one of the threads that I had planned to cover for the first episode. I decided that I was unprepared, I sounded silly, I was overthinking too much. I really just got into my own head on pretty much the entire thing. And in that first stream, I talked about how there's little roadblocks at the beginning of any kind of time you do something for the first time. Anytime you're trying to learn a new skill, there's those little roadblocks that just get in your way and it makes it feel impossible, insurmountable. It makes it feel like you'll never be good at this thing. So I let those little roadblocks get to me in that first stream. So I ended early and I decided, no, I'm getting back and we're going to do this. We're going to get one stream done, but I'm going to work my way up. I know that I'm not proficient at streaming yet, or doing podcast live, really anything at this point, content creation wise, but we will get there eventually. I will not give up. I refuse to quit. This is more a stream for myself to rewatch later on when hopefully I have pushed through and gotten even just a teensy little bit better and feel more comfortable getting on here and doing live streams to nobody. Now, with that being said, my name is C.G Stag. I am the host of the Echo Chamber, and despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in the cage. But we're getting there, baby. We're getting there. No, actually, I'm to give you a little bit of an idea. I also got my orange juice. I'm always gonna be drinking either milk or orange juice on the stream, or beers for Friday night streams. Friday night streams I plan to do outside by my little bonfire that I have. I just bought a house and I have a beautiful backyard, and Friday nights I gotta be out there. So that might be beer, but most of the time it's gonna be some kind of orange juice, not showing the brand, no free ads. It'll either be orange juice, milk, something like that. Because I'm peaty, baby. I'm peaty. I like that Ray Peat guy. The Fairy Princess Diet, which allows me to drink a lot of orange juice. And I just love orange juice. Makes me feel very good. So, again, my name is C.G Stag, having a absolutely fantastic year. To give you some context about me and how great of a year it's been for me, I've just got married 10 days ago. Today is July 21st, 2025. Got married on 7/11/2025 and did it on purpose, at least from my end. I really wanted to have a wedding anniversary on the free Slurpee day at 7-Eleven. I believe it's free Slurpee day. I haven't been to a 7-Eleven in a very long time, especially on 7-Eleven. So I hope they're still doing that, because that's a great way to celebrate a wedding anniversary, is to get a Slurpee. I'm a Coke and cherry guy. Drop in the comments what flavor of Slurpee you enjoy. But got married, have a child on the way, have a daughter on the way coming this fall, this winter, and this is the basement of the house that me and my wife bought, and we've been in the house for going on 2 months now, and to give you, some more context, grew up Roman Catholic. Still am technically Roman Catholic. Got married in the Roman Catholic Church. I'm spiritually Orthodox, but I do also consider myself kind of this weird blend, especially right now. I like to say Christian mystic. I am very serious about my faith. I'm not, Christian mystic is tough because, like a lot of things, I feel like when you add a word to the word Christian, it kind of takes away from it. Same way with like mental health is not, no, that's actually that's actually the worst example I could have picked. Like social justice. For me, social justice, justice based off of what someone's race, ethnicity is that's a lesser version of what just justice is. What justice is just blind. It's each person gets what they deserve, what is just. So anytime you add something to like justice, it takes away from it. I think the same way with Christian. Anytime except for Orthodox, Protestant, Roman Catholic. Like that's just a descriptive rather than mystic in this case, which is I don't know, but that's the closest thing I could describe myself to because I don't love the Roman Catholic Church, and in fact, there's a lot of things that I'm not a huge fan about when it comes to the Roman Catholic Church. But that's for a different stream. It's not for this stream. Um, but again, I'm a big fan of Orthodoxy. Just haven't had the time to really consider converting, and logistically, it just doesn't make a ton of sense either at the moment. My biggest focus is just on being a good and a good and simple man for Christ, and really working on myself before I really start thinking about anything larger than that, and really building and strengthening my family. I do really want to go to church, and I probably end up going to go to a Roman Catholic church for the time being, but right now I think that it's again, Christian mystic is the best way to really describe it for you guys for now, and you'll see why as we go over that. And one of the big things that I also really like to study is symbology, synchronicity, all the good schizo stuff, the conspiracies, the high strangeness, the UFOs. I am someone who believes that aliens, cryptids, most of that stuff is just demons. But we'll get into that. I'll entertain any theory, and I think that for the purposes of the show, it's important to be able to hold multiple ideas at once, or at least just entertain those ideas. Because this show, to give you an example, an idea of what I want to build, I grew up listening to 90s sports radio, not 90s, I'm not that old, late 2000s, mid to late 2000s sports radio, WFAN. I got the tail end of Mike and the Mad Dog for anyone out there who was also listening to WFAN. I caught the tail end of Mike and the Mad Dog, Boomer and Carton, all those I keep saying 90s, mid to late 2000s sports radio guys. I grew up listening to that with my dad when we would take drives into the city for Mets games. I'm a big sports fan as well, and we'll definitely be getting into some sports. I actually have a little bit of a sports story for the little bit of content I got here for you. That's out, not me just rambling about myself or the show. But yeah, we would listen to these radio shows when we were going in the sports talk radio. And I love sports talk radio. That's why I love podcasts as well. Quite frankly, is a show that I really highly recommend for anyone who also is into conspiracy, just cultural politics, just really any of the good stuff, the politics, conspiracy, high strangeness, any of that, quite frankly, is super high in terms of what I would want to achieve for a streaming show. It's like that. It's got the perfect radio bumps, great audio quality. He's the pinnacle. And my other big inspiration is Owen Benjamin, who I think is just point blank the best, most entertaining, and smartest streamer that's out there. The dude is just incredible, and the level of appreciation that I have for what he's able to do, to go on for 3 hours and talk intelligently and to be entertaining for that long for the topics that he chooses, is just incredible. The dude is a genius. And he's extremely talented. The piano is incredible. Literally bought a piano to start learning from the classes that he teaches as well. So I'll have to do a review at some point on how that goes. But I just recently got the piano, so that'll have to wait a little bit for me to do a little bit of practicing before I talk about how that's all going. But with that being said, my goal again is to turn this into like the conspiracy, high strangeness, politics, philosophy, history version of mid to late 2000s sports talk radio. So I want to have call-ins. I want we're gonna jump topic to topic, kind of rant on various different topics for the live stream show. We're gonna be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, all around 7 o'clock. That's my goal, but it's not set hard and fast. And once I actually build an audience and someone starts watching these things, I'll try to stick more to a schedule. But until then, we're gonna be a little bit loosey goosey with that schedule. But yeah, that's the goal, is to turn it into something very similar to a sports talk radio show where hopefully, I'm able to work myself up to doing, God damn it, to doing roughly about an hour. That's where I think the sweet spot would be. Um, Also getting rid of all my ums. It's a big one. It drove me up the wall in the first stream that I tried to do. I just kept saying over and over and over again. I caught myself, and once you catch yourself doing it once, I almost didn't consciously want to even acknowledge that one, but because once you do it once, you just every time you hear yourself do it, you just want to like punch a hole in the wall. But I'm good. I got my orange juice. Little ASMR for the freaks out there. My wife loves ASMR, and I could not dislike ASMR more. So I hope no one was grossed out by my smacking lips. But the orange juice is just delicious. So I will smack and I will slurp right in your faces every stream if I have to. But yes, yeah. So the goal is to again get to the point where I'm doing about an hour of content. 45 minutes or so on the specific topics. Some shows will be more focused and more really driving a point home or really diving deep into a topic, where other shows might be more of a what's just going on in the news, jump from topic to topic to topic. Maybe it's just a bunch of different, like maybe we're doing a winged cryptid sightings or something. We'll jump from like a Mothman to a whatever kind of a thing. So various different kinds of shows that we can definitely jump into, but we'll see what actually ends up happening with that. And then after about half an hour to 45 minutes of covering a topic like that, whether it's again conspiracy, high strangeness, something like that, then we can get into some calls, and that's the real fun stuff. The real neck. That's the stuff that I'm really excited for, is the ability to kind of dive into the call aspect as well, having you guys start calling in and getting a chance to hear different perspectives, hear other people's opinions on certain topics outside of just my own. So with that being said, just a couple things before I end the stream for the night. I'm gonna show my my window here. Gotta play around with this. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. I was playing around with this before. It's so cool. So I'm not gonna play chess yet. But here's the story that I really want to share with you guys for sports. If anyone's a baseball fan, I'm a huge baseball fan, huge Mets fan. My life is difficult being a Mets fan. But awesome story. This guy Rich Hill, also known as Dick Mountain, legitimately Dick Mountain. If you don't get it, I'm not gonna explain it to you. But Dick Mountain was called up by Kansas City, his 14th team. The guy is, which by the way, that's crazy. That's like half. He's played for like half the teams that exist in Major League Baseball. But he's 45 years old. I mean, that's just crazy. So congratulations to Dick Mountain. I want to give you a shout out in the first ever stream that I've done. Dick Mountain, Rich Hill, because you are. I just think you're incredible. I just think that's so awesome. So good for you. Here's my Twitter. Definitely go check me out. I'm sure that a lot of people will be kind of funneling in. If anybody, ends up watching this, it'll most likely be people from my Twitter. I know it's only 47 followers, but I joined in June, and that's 47 completely random followers that I've gained just from the high quality level of my tweeting. So definitely go check it out. I got some spicy takes on here. Oh, look here. Here's the setup. You guys see it? Oh yeah, you do. Cool. So this is the current setup that I have. This is my basement over here. Finished basement, not to brag. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'll go to my profile once more for you. It is C_G_Stag on Twitter. or on the artist formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X. So check that out. But yeah, so I think the last thing I'm gonna do here is I will play a game of chess for you. It'll be a 3-minute blitz game, because that's what I enjoy the most. And you guys can, kind of laugh at me, because I'm not very good at chess. I think that has my rating here. Oh yeah, right here. Great Stag B19 here at the bottom. Oh wait, no, I don't think you guys can't see it. Let me see. Maybe you guys can't see it. Maybe it's just me. Oh no, I guess you guys can see it. All right, right there, yeah, at the bottom. Great Stag B19, 673, super low rating. Although I'm stuck in the 500s for a while now, I'm almost at the 700s. So very, very proud of myself. Yeah, so let's get to it. So I got into chess a couple years ago, honestly, just kind of randomly out of nowhere, and I've gotten just so incredibly addicted to it. It's just one of those very fun games to think through, and it's very similar to golf in the fact that that was an awful move. Let's see if he. Yeah, it's one of those things that just frustrate the hell out of you, but you just want to keep playing because you want to be good so bad. And I'm sure this is extremely, extremely riveting stuff here for a first stream. But I do think it's cool. It's just cool watching. It's cooler for me getting a chance to. What do you think, chat? Yeah, let's go. Here we go. Nice little counterattack now. I hate having the queen right out in the middle there, but you gotta do what you gotta do. What does he do here? What's the move? What's the move? Again, I'm sure very, very riveting stuff here. Nice. There we go. That was a sweet move. Come on here. Come on here. Here we go, baby. Promoting to the queen. Let's go. That's elite. It's elite. Oh, and he resigned. There we go. Sorry. Awful streaming. Absolutely awful streaming. But Super happy that you guys got a chance to see me get the chest win. This is a historic moment in the echo chamber history of the stream. Very first episode. I am undefeated on the show. I think we might just have to play. No, not another game tonight, but we will play maybe a game to end every stream, and we'll see. Maybe we'll keep track of the overall record. All right. Thank you all for tuning in, all 0 of you tuning into the very first stream. This will be a fun thing to come back and check out, in 4 years when we have like 200 listeners. This will be a fun thing for new people coming to the stream to check out, and this will be good lore. They'll get to watch me win this sweet, game of chess. They'll get to see me slurping on the first orange juice. Echo Chamber ASMR. They'll get to see the raw dog version of C.G Stag. So, with that being said, and with a beautiful chess victory secured, I believe that will be all for tonight. Thank you for, again, tuning in the future. Thank you for giving me the time. I do appreciate and love it. I hope that every single stream, I hope all the content that I make, even if it is sometimes disturbing or depressing, or the content matter itself, not stuff that I would ever do. I always want to be able to make the lives of my listeners better. So, God bless, peace to you, and have a great rest of the week.